Welcome to the 7th video of the step-by-step series about modeling a bond wire layout for a power module using MFis wire. In this video I will show you how you can derive a 2D drawing from a 3D wire bond layout you already have created. You see here the geometry from the last video. You can download the file from the web page where also this video is posted and start right away. So last time we just created these wires which are cut here so that they don't penetrate the substrate. These are in this layer. Let's just rename the layer to wires boolean. That didn't really remember what this was, and turn the layer off. Okay. So first thing is we have to specify where we want to put the 2D drawing. I recommend to place it at the root of your coordinate system in this working plane, construction plane. Maybe your construction plane is somewhere else. Let's say it is here. Then the drawing will go in this plane. So, but I recommend to just reset it to the root of the coordinate system. You select this command. Then you can choose here predefined construction planes and the construction plane top. Okay, so this is how I recommend to do it. And now we have to choose what do we want to include in the drawing. So first we just do a drawing of the substrate. We don't need the terminals, we don't need this sketch, we don't need the base plate and the substrate solder. So this we want to include in a 2D drawing. Now we may have to make sure that we can select these objects for the next command. So we have to enable the layers in which these objects are. And now we can use the make 2D command, this one, make 2D drawing. We have to select the objects to draw, press the enter key, and now the 2D drawing will be done in this view, perspective view, and the projection is on to the C plane, the construction plane we have just defined before, and the object properties are by output layers. That means the colors will not be like they are here, they will all be black. And yeah, I give here a name. I named it 2D drawing. Okay. Now a 2D drawing has been created. You see here some additional layers. We turn off now all the 3D objects and go to the 2D drawing. Okay, the 2D drawing is just in the 3D space on the construction place, a 2D drawing. And we have the objects all in here. I move this layer up and I name the layer substrates. This layer is empty, I delete it. Okay, we can have a look at the drawing from the top. And it might be a bit disturbing now, this grid and the axis here. We can turn this off by typing the grid command. Then we can here disable the grid, show grid set to no, show grid axis also set this to no, and then press enter. Okay, now we already see how it will look like on paper or in a PDF. You might wonder why I have a white background while in your case it's a gray background. I just changed the Rhino settings because I prefer to have a white background. If you want to do the same, you can do this under Tools, Options, Rhino, Options, Appearance, Colors here. And what you have to do is these three colors, the background, put it to white. Then major grid line, put it to a gray with a value of 210. Minor grid line to gray with a value of 235. And also these selected objects, this is by default yellow, and yellow you don't see well on a white background, so I put it to magenta. Okay, now we have the 2D drawing of the substrate. We want now to add the wires. So let's show some wires. We don't want to have the 3D objects, so we could use the definition objects, these ones, which are straight lines between the bond points, or the wire curve objects, which are the center lines of the wires. And I propose to just take both of them, and then we can just turn off the layer we want. So also the control wires we want to have. So I just turn on everything in these two layout layers. And what we do is we just create now independent copies of the wire definition objects by using the create unlinked wire def objects, and just select all wire def options by pressing Ctrl A and enter. Now we do the same for the wire curve objects, create wire curve, unlinked wire curve objects, Ctrl A and enter. Okay, we see now there are two layers now created under power wires and two layers under control wires. Now I create here also a sublayer power wires and control wires. And I copy these two layers I move to power wires, and these two layers to control wires. I just rename the layers, make the name a bit shorter. I delete this unlinked flag. I turn off the 3D view, and it looks like we already have a nice 2D drawing, for instance like this. Or turn off the wire curve objects. But when we go to 3D, we see that the objects are still 3D objects. So I select all these objects, and we have the command project to construction plane. It is here, project to C plane. So we already have pre-selected the objects we want to project. Now we just need to choose whether we want to delete them. Yes, I want to delete the original object and only have the projected object. Now we have a nice 2D drawing. Okay, now we want to indicate which ends of the lines are source and which are destination bonds. So I just create new layers here, a source layer. I want to have a blue color, no green. I use green for source, and destination layer. I use blue for destination, and also a stitch bond layer, stitch. So we want now to create the points here. I turn off the wire curve objects, so the endpoint of these, or start point of these lines, should be put to here. So we can do this by using this command. Left click will mark the curve start. We do this. So we have to select the curves. We can right click here and select objects and press enter. The same we can do for destination bond. We just right click this command, select the wire curve objects and press the enter key. And now we need to create the stitch bond wires. For this we have another command. The command is unfortunately not on the toolbar here. The command is called extract point, this one. So we again select the wire objects and press enter. Now we have all points in the stitch point. but these also include the endpoints, unfortunately, so we have to manually remove them. So what I do is I just hide quickly the substrate geometry, also these control wires, and now I remove the start and end points like this. Okay, we have now well illustrated with colors where the bond wires start. We have each stitch bond and blue at the end. So I just repeat the same now for the control wires. We have these 3 wires. I just pre-select them now here. I create a new layer, source. Want to have it green. Make it the current layer. Left click here. I have my points. Next layer, destination. Make it the active layer. Make it blue. And right click here. And I have it, all these points. So we already have a nice drawing. Let's now maybe turn on the wire curve objects. Now we have the real wire shape while having all 1 points indicated and the color indicating whether it's a source or destination 1 point. So already a good looking 2D drawing, but missing are still the coordinates, so we might put the coordinates that you can read what the coordinates of each bond point is, and this I will show you in the next video. Stay tuned.